Shalom, brothers and sisters, shalom. My name is Brother Carlos. I'm here to give you another reading about what Jesus spoke to the other Israelites when he traveled to India. So let me start off by saying most of the things that he taught in India and to the other people, the other Israelites, they were nothing different from what he taught in Jerusalem or what he spoke about Yahweh. Okay, for instance, I'll give you a reading that Jesus spoke with the other Israelites when he traveled to India. He said, "Help the poor, support the weak, do evil to none, covet not that which ye have not, and which belongs to others." Isn't that part of the commandments? I believe so. So what he taught the other Israelites wasn't any different. Was not any different. And he also said, and the good he must do to his fellow man, which is sure means of speedy union with the eternal spirit. He who has recovered his primitive purity, said Esau, shall die with his transgressions forgiven and have the right to contemplate the majesty of Yahweh, God, plural. And then he goes on also to say, for to man, said he, it has not been given to see the image of God, and it behooves him not to make for himself a multitude of divinities in the imaged likeness of the eternal. Oh my goodness, I'm getting tongue-tied. Moreover, it is against human conscience to have less regard for the greatness of divine purity than for animals or works of stone or metal made by the hands of man. The eternal lawgiver is one. There is no other God than he. He has parted the world with none, nor had he any counselor. Even as a father shows kindness towards his children, so will God, Yahweh, judge man after death. In conformity with his merciful laws, he will never humiliate his children by casting his soul for chastisement into the body of a beast. The heavenly laws, said the Creator, through the mouth of Esau, are opposed to the immolation of human sacrifices to a statue or an animal. For I, the God, the Elohim, singular, not plural, the El Shaddai, have sacrificed to man all the animals and all that the world contains. Everything has been sacrificed to man who is directly and intimately united to me. Sorry, my camera just fell off. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so let's get back to this. So they are united to me, he says. Therefore shall the man be severely judged and punished by my law, who causes the sacrifice of my children. Man is naught before the eternal judge, as the animal is before man. Therefore I say unto you, leave your idols and perform not ceremonies which separate you from your Father, and bind you to the priests from whom heaven has turned away. Oh, geez, that reminds me of the Catholic Church. Well, anyway, for it is they who have led you away from the true God, and by superstitions and cruelty perverted the spirit and made you blind to the knowledge of the truth. Tell me, my brothers and sisters, has this ever happened to you? I was painting a windowsill, helping out a friend, and they had 2 floors. I was basically on the second floor, just touching it up, painting. And then on the third floor, I had to do a third coat of painting. So while I was painting, a voice says to me, "Come inside." So I said, "Hey, who's talking to me? Hello? Anybody there?" No answer. So I said, okay. I went back to my windowsill, painting away, painting away, blah, blah. A voice says again, "Come inside." I said, "Who's talking to me? What? Why do you keep telling me to come inside?" So then I called my friend and I said, "Hey, dude, did you call me?" And he said, "No, I didn't call you at all." "Didn't you just tell me to come inside?" He said, "No, I didn't say anything to you. I was busy hammering something right now, so I couldn't have even called you anything. I was concentrating on what I was doing." So I said, "Okay, that's weird. That's all right." Well, so I took one step back from the windowsill and I walked to the door, which was maybe like 2 or 3 steps back from me. Yeah, like 4 steps back. And then I looked down the hallway, peeked out my head out the hallway, and there was nobody there. And my friend had gone down the stairs, which I was listening to him walking down the stairs. So I was like, wow, that was weird. There was nobody here. As I turned around, all I heard was somebody say, "Watch out." Next, the hammer comes, and I used to do roofing as well, on the side jobs. So I've done so many side jobs. I've even doubled up on a lot of jobs. I've tripled up on some of the jobs. That's why I've had so much experience. And people think that, oh, well, it looks like he's got fired so many times that we don't need to hire him because he doesn't look like he keeps a job. But it's not that. It's just that I doubled up on tripled up on jobs when I was younger. So I had a lot of knowledge. Go figure. But anyway, so I had one of those hammers that has the axe on this side and it has a hammer on this side. So basically where my head was and I was painting the sill, the axe part hit right there on the part where my head would have been. And I got scared for a second because the voice just told me to come inside, as if they knew that something was going to happen. That's God's grace. And I've told you about him telling me to buy 2 sandwiches for someone that I had no idea. One for myself and one for the other person. The other person, I didn't know who it was, but he just said, "Get another sandwich," and I did. And I fed someone that I hadn't eaten in a while. Like I said, that's not the first time it's happened. The calling me from having an accident, it happened to me twice. There was another instance. I was in the city, actually. I was about to get off the crosswalk, because it looks like it was a one-way street. So I said, oh, there's no cars coming from the left, so it's a one-way street. I'll cross anyway. So I crossed, and the voice came back again, and he said, "Go back." I said, "Go back? Why?" Okay, so I took a step back, and he said again, "Move back." So I took another step back, and sure enough, a car started barreling down the street, the wrong way, mind you. And I guess the guy, I don't know what happened, but he hit the light pole down the street. Well, he didn't like hit it. He kind of like grazed it, and the car stopped. um, and it looked like the guy may have fallen asleep at the wheel. I I don't know, but I was just curious to see what happened, but I didn't really stay. I just was like, wow, someone's in a hurry, and I just kept about my business. And when you look back at a lot of these things that happens to you, it's God's grace on you. It's God's grace. This is why it says, not everyone receives grace when you come into the churches. And not everyone receives the Holy Spirit, because I've known people that sit in church, have not learned anything, and still wallow in their misery, in their anger, unforgiveness, pride, and ego. And I always wondered, why don't they learn? But Yahweh said, I will bring my grace on whom I choose to bring my grace. And I will put a delusion or a veil, basically, over others. Because Jesus came to redeem some, came to buy some, and came to save some. So some of you are saved, some of you are bought, and some of you, you've always been His. Like me. And some of you. So we give thanks to His grace over us, and how He's protected us, how He's guided us, and how He's held us in His hands all this time. I'm at my age of 50, as you can gracefully see. But never forget Yahweh and all the things that He's done for me, as well as don't forget the things that He's done for you. I don't look at the camera, forgive me if I don't really look at, because I'm not comfortable yet of doing these videos. This is only my second one. But I hope I could relay a message to you and enlighten you and teach you the things that He taught other Israelites. But it's no different whatsoever. It's the same exact teachings that He taught in Jerusalem, that He taught in Galilee, that He taught in the Mount of Olives, and the sermons that He gave in other places. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. But I hope this was edifying to you, my brothers and sisters. I try to make it short. I don't want to make it too long. I will always come back and give you another one. Another teaching of what He said to the other Israelites when He went to India. But it's great if you can look it up for yourself. It's in the book of Nicholas Notovich, on his travels to India. And I don't understand why a lot of scholars say that these are forgeries, those were never found, and you can't rely on this. But if it's a teaching that Yeshua gave, is it a detriment to your salvation, or is it enlightenment? Or, I was always curious. I was always curious to know where He went, what He did, from the ages of 13 or 14 to the age of 29 or 30 when He came back. I was always wondering what happened, what went on. But a lot of Christians don't, because it boggles my mind to, oh well, how would you know, or how reliable of these sources? Are we led by the Spirit, or are we led by our own walks, by our own knowledge? This is my question. So when Yahweh does some things, this is why I give you some of those testimonies, because I don't want you to think that I'm just some crazy kook that Yahweh doesn't Yahweh doesn't use, or Yahweh doesn't see, because it's not something that you boast about. Oh, look at me, I'm under his grace. No, it's grace to those he's given to whom he pleases to give grace to, because he knew you from before you came into this world. So he knew what kind of heart he put in you. He knew what kind of soul you have. He knew about you before you even came into existence. Nothing new under the sun. I hope this was a blessing for you. And I will get into more detail about other things, even the readings of Barnabas, which his name was not Barnabas, his name was Joseph. The nickname Barnabas was given to him by the apostles as a nickname, which is translated to encourager of men. That's what Barnabas means. Barnabas means encourager of men. His real name was Joseph, and he was born in, I believe, 3 AD or 4 AD. Could be 5 AD. I gotta look it up again, but I'll let you know. Blessings to you all. I hope you have a great week. Stay encouraged. Stay strong, because I've been going through a lot. I've been going through so much. Demon attacks and all these things, and it's one heck of a challenge to stay in the Spirit and to keep thriving. It's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you have so many things going around you. You know, Antichrist walking around you. I don't mean it like in a bad way, but I'm saying, meaning that a lot of people that don't believe in Christ and don't believe in God or anything else to that degree. When you have no belief in anything, it's a lonely road. And yet you still can carry yourself high and dignified. But yet you're hungry, thirsty, and lonely without God. But you think you're fulfilled. It's just sad. Some things that you see, just like I see so many videos of the debates. You know what these debates remind me of? They remind me of the apostles when they were saying, who will be great after Jesus was gone? Who amongst them will be great amongst them? That's what you debaters sound like. You sound like children debating each other to see who is greater than one another. This is why I don't debate and I don't get into any arguments and conflicts. It's best to have a conversation and learn. But if your cup is already full and you're not willing to empty that cup to refill it, then it's a shame. It's a shame, because then you don't want to learn. You don't have room to learn. You don't have room to grow. But that's neither here or there. And you probably say, oh, well, Carlos, that's subjective. That's not something that everybody looks into. Well, that's fine. I'm not here to teach those who are already taught. I'm only here to enlighten and teach those who want to be taught, not those who think they know everything and they have everything, which is great. If you do have everything, you have not a lot of knowledge, know that this is a lonely walk. Yeah. Have a blessed day. Shalom, shalom.